Barcelona lost 6 players in the same way as Drew's departure. The black hole of La Masia. €6 million brings Drew's story with Barcelona to an end. This was not the final episode, but rather the 6th chapter in a series of draining La Masia talents who chose to leave through the gate of low release clauses when measured against market value. But where exactly is the problem, and what is the solution? Stay with us. André Onana. The beginning and the regret. In 2015, Barcelona lost André Onana to Ajax for just €150,000. The goalkeeper, who later shone with Inter and Manchester United, is now guarding the posts for Trabzonspor after a turbulent European career. At the time, the Catalan club did not realize it was letting go of a talent that would later become the talk of the continent, while the Dutch club seized the opportunity to mold a goalkeeper with modern attributes. At Ajax, which is what made Onana a difficult name in the elite market. But the journey of brilliance did not stop at the Dutch stage. His ambition later led him to represent Italy's Inter Milan and then England's Manchester United. Jordi Mboula. €3 million were enough to end Jordi Mboula's story with Barcelona in the summer of 2017. The winger, who stole the spotlight with his striking performances at the La Masia Academy, took a decisive decision to reject renewal, preferring to leap directly to AS Monaco in search of a shorter route to stardom. However, the gamble on an early exit did not pay off as the player had planned. The French environment that attracted the young talent was not a bridge to the top, but rather the beginning of a spiral of instability. As a result, his career shifted from a promising star project to a journeyman player, moving between clubs without leaving a lasting mark at any of them. Was Mboula's exit a legitimate rebellion against the substitutes bench, or a misjudgment that cost him a career from which much was expected? Sergio Gómez. From the podium of the Under-17 World Cup to the pitches of the Bundesliga. This is how Sergio Gómez shortened time when he left Barcelona for Borussia Dortmund in 2018. The move was not merely a change of club, but a preemptive step in search of real playing time that he lacked at La Masia. While he had been viewed as an attacking playmaker, Gómez underwent a comprehensive tactical transformation that reshaped his identity on the pitch, placing him in the role of a modern left-back. This qualitative shift is what attracted the interest of Manchester City, where his skills were refined under the pressures of high-level competition. Nevertheless, the player's desire for continuity and regular involvement pushed him to take the decision to return to Spain. Therefore, his name now stands out as one of the key pillars of Real Sociedad. Ilay Moriba. In 2021, Ilay Moriba packed his bags and left Barcelona for Germany's RB Leipzig in a major financial deal. The young player, who had been seen as the natural heir in the Blaugrana midfield, departed after complex financial demands, preferring to leap directly towards big contracts. However, the meteoric rise at Camp Nou met a harsh collision with reality in Germany. The competitive environment at Leipzig did not give him the space he had expected. Even so, the player did not give up, but entered a series of consecutive loan spells in search of lost playing time, amid clear technical setbacks that affected his market value. As a result, after a journey of instability between clubs, Moriba has currently settled at Celta Vigo as a final opportunity to revive his career in La Liga. Marc Guiu. The harshest year, Barcelona did not learn from past lessons. Just €6 million was the legal loophole that ended Marc Guiu's relationship with Barcelona in the summer of 2024. The striker, who grabbed attention with rare efficiency and decisive goals immediately after his promotion to the first team, chose to activate his release clause and move to Chelsea in a surprising step that Camp Nou supporters did not anticipate. However, the shift from an environment that guaranteed him gradual progression to Chelsea's vast, star-studded project placed the player before a different competitive reality. The talent that exploded in La Liga found itself forced to prove itself again from scratch at Stamford Bridge. As a result, the young Spaniard is currently spending his time trying to secure a bigger role that matches the impact he made at the start of his career. Albert Navarro. Just €2 million granted Italian side Atalanta the right to acquire Albert Navarro in the summer of 2024. The left-back, who drew attention for a profile combining physical strength with technical skill, left Barcelona in a move that reflects the Italian club's desire to seize talents before their market value explodes. While Navarro had been considered one of the most promising fullbacks in Barcelona's academy, he found in Atalanta's project an ideal environment that blends physical development with realistic opportunities. However, a move to Serie A requires a particular level of tactical maturity. Therefore, the player is currently spending his period with the under-23 team, a preparatory stage that precedes entry into the first-team system. Where is the flaw? The problem appears to be structural. The club sets release clauses within reach of Europe's major clubs, making the protection of talent almost impossible in the face of external financial and sporting temptations. The crisis is not only in the players' desire to leave, but in the timing of their promotion for participation. Rival clubs offer these youngsters professional contracts and guarantees of playing time, while at Barcelona, the player finds himself stuck between the reserve team and the substitutes bench, with a release clause that is easy to break. Thus, the release clause turns from a safety valve for the club into a cheap exit ticket for the player. The question now is, will Barcelona's management review its contract policy for young players, or will Drew not be the last on the list of those who have escaped?